I wholeheartedly welcome you to my channel. I am a digital artist in profession and a software instructor. I have created a set of instructions on Adobe Photoshop, basically for beginners. Here I am giving you a brief knowledge on the software. So let's get started. I want to insert a picture inside my folder. We have already learned how to create this folder. So this file, if we wanted to bring in your pictures, there are two ways to do it. One is go to your file and go for place embed. What place embed does is he tries to fix your picture within your shape of your size or your dimension of your file. So this is my picture. I'll go for zoom out, that is control minus, and I'll hold my move tool and I will bring it down so that it comes and sits inside my structure. You can see there are these dots and a diagonal lines, and something is asking, do you want to keep it or you want to throw it? Something. What does actually means? These are the measurements how you file to be in. Like if I want it to be more short or more thin, I can resize my picture. Okay, right now I'll just say finish. Now even after importing or bringing my file in, I can still go and edit its dimensions. Like how? Control plus letter T. You will get this transformation. Hold your shift and alt so that it is being edited or sized down or sized up from all the sides, like sized in 1:1 ratio. How much you decrease in your width, it will be equal to the value decreased in your height. So I'll hold my shift and alt and I'll hold any one corner and I'll resize it. You can see it has resized to its center point. Once you're done, you can finish. Okay, but you can also rotate it. See, it is rotating, right? Now if I want to rotate it exactly for 45 degrees, I'll hold my shift and you can see he is going in the ranges of 5, 15, like that. 13, 15, 0, minus 15, 30. You can even change this also. I'll tell you how to change and move in the ratios of 5, 10, 15. You can specify that also. And then I'll say finish. And here is your photo already imported. Now, once my photo is imported, you can see my picture has a lot of black area. I want to just cut out this black area and keep it only my middle flower area in case if I want to cut it out. So before doing anything, it's a small advice or a tip. Always take a copy of your original thing so that anytime you mess up your file, you can just delete everything or just remove and come back and you'll have one copy ready for you. So how do you do that? You'll just go for Control and J and a copy of your rose is created. Right now, I'll switch it off and keep it as a backup file, and I'll do all my editings on my copy file. The next thing below your move tool is your selection marquee tools. Either you can go for rectangle in case if you are trying to cut out in a rectangle shape, and then go for select and mask, and only the area what I have selected is present here, and if I say finish and it will be marked ready for me. I need to just right click and I can go for layer via copy and it will be created. Now if I switch off the copy, you can see the area what I selected has created in form of a new layer. Alright, so there is one more way. You know, I recently took you to select and mask here, and here if I scroll down, there is option. How do you want the output to be? I want the layer to be in new layer. Output should be in a new layer. Now if I say okay, automatically he will create it into a new layer. See, that option will be available even there for you. Alright, so now I will switch it off back and I'll on my picture. I'll come back to my picture and I'll take other sizes. I have elliptical also. If I hold shift, I can actually draw a perfect circle. If I go close and if I get that arrow mark, I can actually move it up or below. Alright, and then I will again go back to select and mask, and then I will say it to be like in a new layer. There are other stuff also. For right now, just keep it new layer and say finish, and you can see he has actually created that selection into a circle for me. So now I have a circle. I'll just keep it here, and I have a rectangle selection of the same picture. So these are the some of the shapes it has. Now again I'll come back to my flower picture and I'll go for the next one, that is the lasso tool. What does the lasso tool does? Lasso tool is like you can create any shape anywhere, dips and hides and come up till you reach. See, it's an irregular selection of the area what you want. Might be here what I've selected, there is still black area which is there, but I don't want more of the black area, I want to reduce it. Once I've done this selection, I'll go for select and mask, and you can see he is only showing the area what I've selected, and again I'll say it to be a new layer and say finish. So what happens is now I have my flower selected into a new area also. Again I'll go back to my photo back, and this time I will take something called as polygon lasso tool. What does the polygon lasso tool does? I'll just switch off these three. Polygon lasso tool is just like if you want to go on to some defined straight lines, especially when you're trying to select some chairs or buildings or something called as bags, letters, you know, calligraphy with a straight and stiff. If you want to select that, you can go for this option. See, and next select here, and now I'll tell you one more option here. There is one more option called as radius. What is this radius? Now if I increase my radius, you can see he is actually removing the black area to some more extent. Means the area what I selected, from there he's actually pushing inside the selection more close to the area what I want. Now if I enable smart radius, see, he's just trying to make it more similar without actually disturbing or destroying my area. I'll just keep it to some extent. And now if I just go down and I'll say it to be a new layer and say finish, my entire selection is again there in a new layer. See, compared to the previous one, you can see how clean my selection is coming more closer towards my cutting out that flower from that background. Now I'll switch off everything and on my picture back again, and next I'll take, there is something called that magnetic lasso tool. What does the magnetic lasso tool does? I'll just go for zoom in, that is control, and plus symbol that is next to your space bar. I'm sorry, your backspace. And you can see there is something round with a plus sign. It is actually a symbol of my brush that is going around it. You see, it is actually going round and round along it, and it is making a selection. If I go back like this, see, he selected the area what I picked. If I want to just undo my selection, control D, the letter D. I can even make it small, my brush, by only pressing my square brackets, the left and the right. So when I press the left one, it goes smaller, and the right side will make it bigger. I'll go for a left one and make it much more smaller, and now I will actually go close enough to my shape. See, he is going to take even those curves and wrinkles. See, by mistake, I might have ended up here, but I wanted this area also to be included. What I can do is, I'll go again with my Alt and I'll try to add this here. See, I'm going and trying to add it. See, if I just start doing it randomly, it will remove the previous selection. But what if I wanted to add new selection to it? Now in case if I made a selection here, okay, and I want to add some more, I'll hold my shift and I'll add some more selection. See, shift actually adds in your selection. Holding your shift, you can actually add more and more structure inside your selection. If I hold Alt, I can actually remove that area from my selection. Alright, again control D, uncheck, and I want to show you there is an option here called as feather. What does this feather does? See, when I am going with my Marquee magnetic tool, you can see if I go out also, he is trying to be as clean as possible. See, he's going close to my figure. I'll zoom in more so that you can see it much clearly. See, he's actually following the shape as near as possible, right? But if I give a feather of 20 pixels, now you can see he will actually can go beyond my selection. You can see a bigger one, a bigger selection. I can go a little far. I can just give my ease to my selection. It's okay, I can go a little less or more, and it works exactly like any other selection tool. This is the some of the selection tools what we have. Other than that, we have here called as object selection. This is there in this version, that is 2020 version. Might be my screen or options are not exactly matching to you, depend on your versions. Might be you have a high version or lower version, anything. But I have something here called as object selection. If you don't have this, just ignore this part. Go for object selection, and what he does is he's just like a square, but you see he will actually try to select my area. Like, I want whatever shape is there in the square. Right now I have flower. See, he selected only the flower for me. That is object. Selecting the object within his selection tool. It's like that. And similarly, I just need to go for select and mask, and here I will say I want a new layer and say finish, and it will be there in my new layer. Right? Now again, I'll on my picture and I'll go for quick selection. What is this quick selection? I'll just increase the size of the brush, you know, the square bracket next to your letter P. I'll go for right one so that it actually increases. You can see he's increasing his size here, right? Now if I just go for selection, the bigger the size, the bigger is my selection. Okay, I'll just reduce it some more and I'll try to go close enough. See, it's just like drawing, and go as near as possible to your selection. It will. If I want to remove anything, I'll hold my Alt and try to remove. Add, and I'll just reduce my brush because I need to go very close with my Alt inside to cut that area out. Now I can even go here close enough to take that area in. Ease in and ease out. Most of my area is been there. I'll go for masking. And then I'll say I want this to be in my new layer, and I'll say okay. So and it is there in my new layer. I know I have here some black lines, here space and everything. That how to actually completely define your shape like into new. Something like this or like this finish. We will work on the further upcoming classes. Alright, I'll switch off this and I'll again go back to my layer, and there is one last one that is called as Magicwand. What does Magicwand does? It's just like a normal selection. Click and he will select. What he actually does is, wherever I am clicking, he is actually trying to select that area. See, I'm not in minus. I just go back to my selection and I will click. And I'm clicking here, so he's actually trying to select most of that pink surface as near as possible. How is that he is trying to select so much of pink? Because of my tolerance. By default, the tolerance is 32. If I say tolerant to be like some 5, very low value, and if I just select here, see, he's only going beyond that space. He's not going too far away. Means what? He is not going for prediction. He's going for more accuracy in my colors. So you can play with your tolerance in order to get your effect back. By default it is 32. Keep it as it is for now, back to normal. Then you have here another option called as contagious. What is contagious? See, when I'm clicking, he is not going for this pink color. What is actually contagious word meaning in English? Means something that can spreading or having same issues, and we say like, oh, that disease is contagious. So what does it mean? If you touch, you will get it, something like that. So now what I am gonna do is I'll switch it off. There is nothing contagious. Click and select all the pink colors in my flower. So he will try to make as much as pink colors selection from my flower, and he will make it. This is how you can make your selection and it will work for you. So that's the selection class of today. I hope you understand. So here I will be concluding today's class. I hope you have understood my topics and you will be trying it by yourself also. For any inquiries or any feedback or comments, you have the comment section where you can comment it, and I will leave my email address in the description box. You can email me also. So till then, thank you and bye bye.